Last year I made Thanksgiving dinner on a budget for $20. Let's see, can we make it for $15 this year? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to November. I am so excited to share a lot of holiday content with you over the next several weeks, and we are kicking it off with a bang because today I am giving you an extreme budget Thanksgiving meal. Last year I made Thanksgiving for $20. I think I went to Aldi. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. And so this year I challenged myself. With inflation, could I do it? Could I give my family of four a Thanksgiving meal for only $15? And I think I did. So I'm so excited to share this with you today. I will say that I stuck to a $15 budget. That's tricky when you're talking turkey. So I kind of did a spin on that. You'll see that in the video. Last year I just did a whole chicken. So I wanted to switch it up. So you'll see how I put a spin on the turkey part. I did not have enough money in the budget to do a dessert. However, I did do a sweet potato casserole. That was so super sweet and super yummy. If you wanted to add in a dessert, you could totally add that in if you have the money. But I just wanted to stick to the $15 budget. I'm only going to be using salt, pepper, and 1 stick of butter. That's all the pantry items that I'm using. So let's get into this Thanksgiving meal. Let's get to cooking. Okay, here is what we got from Walmart for our $15 Thanksgiving meal. You can do whatever you want with this, guys. Just like I said, this is just some ideas. So you do you. And if you want to add to, take away, switch it up, that's on you. But this is what I did today for $15. The total was $14.96 before tax. So here's what we got. For my turkey, I got this carving board oven roasted turkey breast. It was $4. So you can just see it's deli meat, but it's a little bit thicker cut. I don't know. I didn't try getting anything from the deli. You might could have got the same thickness cut cheaper, but this is what I went for. So this was $4. I got 2 sweet potatoes, 2 pretty large ones. These were just a little over $1. They have a good sale going right now on sweet potatoes. A bag of French fried onions, 2 cans of cream of mushroom, a bag of marshmallows, a can of biscuits, some turkey stuffing mix, turkey gravy mix, some buttery home-style potatoes. I got the family size, and this frozen bag of cut green beans. This is the 12-ounce bag. So all of this was $14.96. So let's get to making a Thanksgiving dinner on a budget. So the first thing I need to do is get these sweet potatoes ready. So I've washed them. They're pretty large. You can see here. This was just over 2 pounds. And so this was a really good deal. I think they're 54 cents a pound right now. But anyway, so I've washed these and I'm going to peel them. If you do not have a potato peeler in your life, you need to get one. This one is so good, and it makes peeling sweet potatoes so easy. If I can find a link for it, I'll leave it linked down below. But I'm just going to peel up these sweet potatoes, and then I'm going to get them into my pot to boil. I'm going to be making these kind of like mashed potatoes. So I'm just going to be chopping up these sweet potatoes and putting them into this 3-quart saucepan. And so I'm just giving these a rough chop. I'm going to get these on the stove first because they're going to take the longest to do with this meal. It takes a while to cook potatoes and peel them, and in fact this is the only chopping that you're really going to need to do for this whole meal plan today. But I'm going to get those into my pot, get some water on them, and then we'll get them on the stove. So this is a 3-quart saucepan, and it's about 3/4 full. So I have quite a bit of sweet potatoes. I'm going to cover these with water and get them on the stove. Next, I'm going to assemble my green bean casserole. So I have my green beans, my French fried onions, and the 2 cans of cream of mushroom. This is a classic Thanksgiving side and so simple to make. So it's pretty much just getting everything mixed together and in the casserole dish. So I'm going to start by putting my green beans in my casserole dish. I did lightly spray this so that it did not stick. I could have mixed this in a different bowl, but hey, why do more dishes, right? So I have this bag of French fried onions. It is a 6-ounce bag. So I'm going to be using this whole thing in this green bean casserole. I'm going to take about half of it and I'm going to be mixing that in to the green bean casserole. And then I'll use the other half to put on the top. So I have my French fried onions there. Now I'm going to be taking my cream of mushroom soup. I'm just going to be adding this cream of mushroom right on top here. And then I'm going to be adding in some seasonings. Now, like I said, I'm only using salt and pepper and butter in my recipes. So for this one, I am going to be adding in some salt and pepper. And then I'm going to give everything a good stir. Once I have everything well combined, I am going to put the rest of my French onions on top, and then I'm going to cover it with foil. I have my oven preheated to 425. I am going to cook for 30 minutes with the foil on, and then I will take the foil off for the last 10 minutes. Next, I'm going to try to be making something with some turkey. Now, this is where it gets costly. And so I've seen where people have taken on extreme budget Thanksgiving meals, deli turkey, and rolled it up around the stuffing. And that definitely looks interesting. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to take this turkey and I'm going to kind of make a casserole out of it with the gravy and the stuffing. So first things first, I need to get my gravy going. So I have 1 cup of boiling water here in this mug that I'm going to put the turkey gravy mix in. I'm going to give that a good stir, and that's going to be the sauce or the gravy for this turkey and stuffing casserole. So you want to make sure and give this a good stir so that there are no clumps. And then I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to get our stuffing mix ready. Now for this stuffing mix, I am going to be using half a stick of butter. I'm going to be melting this in the microwave. Now, if you had chicken broth or chicken stock or chicken bouillon, by all means use that. But I am sticking to my budget and only using salt, pepper, and 1 stick of butter. So I'm going to do half a stick of butter for this stuffing mix. I'm going to get that melted in the microwave. Next, I'm going to take my stuffing mix, I'm going to get that into my bowl, and then I'm going to add a splash of water to the melted butter just to give me a tad bit more liquid, and then we're going to be pouring that into our stuffing mix. Now, once you stir that melted butter and water in, you want to stir the stuffing mix really well so that each piece of that is thoroughly coated with that buttery mixture. That's going to add flavor. It's also going to help the stuffing to crisp up on your casserole. So I'm going to make sure and give this a good stir, get all those seasonings in there, all coated with the buttery mixture, and then this is going to be the topping for our turkey casserole. So now to assemble the casserole, I have sprayed this casserole dish and I am taking these slices of turkey breast. Now you can see here the thickness of them. There were about 8 slices, I believe. This is a 7.5 ounce package. So it's not a ton of turkey meat, guys, but it gives you the Thanksgiving vibes when you're on a budget. So I think this is definitely enough for a family of 4. So I'm just laying the turkey breast meat around the bottom of the casserole dish, and then I'm going to be taking the gravy and pouring that over top. Now, guys, it's already smelling like Thanksgiving up in here, and I am not disappointed with this at all. Now, we'll see how it turns out once everything is cooked, but I've got that gravy on top of those turkey breast slices. Now I'm going to take my stuffing, and I'm going to be putting that on top. But first, I am going to add a good pinch of pepper because I like pepper. I'm not going to add salt because there was salt in the gravy mix, and there was salt in the butter that I used. So I am going to be taking that stuffing mix, spreading that all across the top of my casserole, and then I'm going to smooth it out. I am going to cover this with foil. I'm going to cook for 20 minutes in the oven with foil on top, just so the stuffing doesn't get like burnt. And then the last 10 minutes, I'm going to take the foil off and let the stuffing mix crisp up. Now our sweet potatoes are done, so I'm going to give them a drain. They are fork tender, and so I've drained them, and I'm just going to make these like I would my mashed potatoes. I'm going to melt the other half of my stick of butter in those sweet potatoes, and then I'm just going to take my potato masher and mash those up until they are a smooth consistency. Now I'm going to take some of my marshmallows here and I'm going to stir these right into the very hot mashed sweet potatoes. I'm not going to be adding in sugar, milk, any of those things, vanilla, any seasonings. I'm keeping this real, guys. All I have is that half a stick of butter. So I'm going to be using the marshmallows to melt up in the mashed sweet potatoes to be the sweetener and to make it creamy. If you have brown sugar or cinnamon or any spices that you want to add, by all means add those. But I'm keeping this strict to my budget. So you can see how those marshmallows are just melting up inside those warm and creamy sweet potatoes. And so I'm just going to keep mixing this up, and then we're going to assemble our sweet potato casserole. Now I'm going to take that creamy sweet potato and I'm going to be putting that in a casserole dish. I have lightly greased this casserole dish, and so we're going to turn this into a sweet potato casserole. Once I get that sweet potato mixture all smoothed around in my casserole dish, I'm going to be taking my marshmallows. I'm going to be covering the top with the marshmallows. I'm going to be putting this in the oven the last 10 minutes that the other casseroles are baking. I'm not going to cover it. I want these marshmallows to get creamy and melty and toasty brown. This is going to be so delicious. I'm so excited to see how this looks when it comes out of the oven. Okay, so here are my 3 casseroles out of the oven. This is the turkey and stuffing. It looks amazing and smells amazing. Here's the green bean casserole. Again, looks amazing, smells amazing. Here's my sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. These I baked for this one 425 for 30 minutes, then took the foil off for the last 10 minutes. This at 425 for 20 minutes, took the foil off for the last 10 minutes, and this I just put in for 10 minutes. So now we need to get the biscuits and the mashed potatoes. So all I have left to do are the instant potatoes and the canned biscuits. These are pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to be making these up according to the package directions. Now, you could certainly have done a Jiffy cornbread mix. You could have made homemade biscuits, rolls, homemade cornbread, whatever you want to make. But for this budget, I chose these biscuits from Walmart. They're like 80-some cents, I think 84 or 88 cents a can. And the reason that I chose these is because if I had chosen a Jiffy cornbread mix, I would have needed eggs and things like that. So I just chose to do these canned biscuits. So I'm going to cook these up in the oven according to directions, get my potatoes ready, and this Thanksgiving meal is ready to serve. And here is our plate. We have the sweet potatoes, the green bean casserole, the biscuits, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing mixed with turkey and gravy. This is a big plate of food. It smells amazing. It smells just like Thanksgiving. And this was for $15. Definitely enough to feed a family of 4, possibly 6, depending on your serving size. So definitely need to give this a try. Guys, Thanksgiving doesn't have to be expensive. It's about good food. It's about good time with family. And from my family to yours, I'm wishing you a happy Thanksgiving. So that's it. That was our Thanksgiving meal. And if I do say so myself, I think it turned out wonderful. My plate was full. There was plenty for all 4 of us. It smelled like Thanksgiving. It tasted like Thanksgiving. And so just like I said in the video a few minutes ago, Thanksgiving doesn't have to be expensive. It's about sharing good food with loving family and spending time together and just being grateful and thankful for the blessings that we do have. So from my home to yours, thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving. See you next time. Bye.